Hello YouTube, what is going on? GZTV back with the second and last video of the day. These are like live stream videos, just kind of the casual watch videos. During the week we do like movie reviews and stuff like that, NFL recaps, yada yada yada, Ozark. But now we're going to talk about Black Mirror. This is a show I've been watching probably for a couple months now. I'm only on season 3, episode 5. I only watch like an episode a week. But yeah, here we are with Men Against Fire. And again, I watch these in order because I think it's really cool to kind of see how this show evolves and, the production value, stuff like that. So, yeah, after this, I'm going to watch the season finale for Ozark. I'm going to have to grind some Madden. I think I'm going to do a Madden video tomorrow for you guys. I kind of want to. We'll see, though. Maybe a Football Fusion. I couldn't tell you. So, Stripe Kananji, played by Malachi Kirby, and Hunter Raymond, played by Madeline Brewer, are squad mates in a military that hunts roaches, pale, snarling humanoid monsters with sharp teeth, and we'll talk a little bit more about those people later and who they actually represent in real life, because this show sets up a really good symbolism. I think it's really cool how they do this episode, and the ending twist was actually really cool and really good. It wasn't cool, I mean, obviously it was fucked up, but yeah. Each soldier has a neural implant called MAST that provides data via augmented reality. Again, Black Mirror kind of, it's like this science fiction that kind of plays on like the future and what we might have someday. I hope this is not real, by the way. This will never be real, I hope. Stripe and Hunter's squad searches a farmhouse while squad leader Medina, played by Sarah Snook, interrogates the owner, a devout Christian, played by Frances McGee. Stripe discovers a nest of roaches, one of whom points an LED device at Stripe. Unfazed, he shoots one roach dead and stabs another to death. So yeah, this is like his first outing. He's like really new to the force and stuff like that. Just for like a little bit of context for you guys, he's really new, and he got like 2 in one day, and everyone's like applauding him. They're like, "Wow, good job, man! You did what none of us thought you would do." So Medina arrests the owner, and the squad burns down the farmhouse because there could be more roaches in there. These people are like problems, apparently. And again, when the reality of this hits this character later on in this episode, it's kind of brutal, and I think it's done super effectively. So Stripe is rewarded with an erotic dream following his kills, but his mask glitches during it, so he starts to experience kind of these symptoms of his mask system acting really weird. After further malfunctions the following day, Stripe has his mask tested and consults a psychologist played by Arquette, played by Michael Kelly, but neither visit reveals any problems. So Arquette, you gotta remember him. He's gonna be a pretty important character later on because he's really gonna be the one that lays the truth. And by the way, this is a spoiler review. We go through the entire show and we review it, and yeah, that's just how it is. So if you have already been spoiled some things, that's my apologies, but you gotta go watch the show for yourself. The next day, Medina, Stripe, and Hunter arrive in an abandoned housing complex to look for more roaches. It's like another mission of theirs. So after a roach sniper suddenly kills Medina, the other 2 soldiers enter the building as the sniper shoots at them. Stripe encounters a woman and urges her to flee, but Hunter shoots her dead. And all of a sudden, all the roaches that Raymond sees, Stripe sees as humans. And it's a really interesting kind of dynamic that you see with the show. Stripe finds another woman, played by Ariane Labed, with her child, and Hunter prepares to shoot them. Stripe intervenes and wrestles Hunter, knocking her unconscious as she shoots him in the stomach, so obviously he's damn near bleeding out already, like when they're traveling away from here. But yeah, Raymond sees him as roaches, Stripe doesn't, and obviously in this situation and in all the situations where people don't kill roaches, they're right, because this is just a figmentation of their imagination. These are just a figment of their imagination, however you say that phrase. These aren't actual evil people. None of these people are like monsters. It's just this mass thing makes you see these people as monsters. Maybe judging them by what they look like, judging them by their personality, stuff like that. Stripe gets up and escapes with the mother and the son. So they reach a cave in the woods where the woman, named Katerina, explains that the mass implant alters soldier senses to how people of her ethnic group as inhuman roaches. So it's like an ethnicity type of thing. This is like playing on some like racial commentary. Racism has always been a pretty prevalent, pretty prominent, pretty popular thing to talk about, and not necessarily parody, but kind of play off of, So they are victims of a genocide justified by the military as genetic cleansing, which is really fucked. It's like preventing these people of this ethnicity from having any more kids, pretty much, because they're dead. While lay people see the group as they are, they treat them as inferior due to propaganda. Hunter arrives and kills Katarina and her son Alec, then knocks Stripe unconscious, so that ends very quickly, like his relationship with these humans that are supposedly roaches to Raymond, whatever. So Stripe awakens in a cell where Arquette apologizes for his mask glitch caused by the LED device. Arquette reveals that mass alters soldiers' senses so they can kill without hesitation or remorse, and that Stripe consented to this when he enlisted before having his memory wiped. You know, he was kind of sitting there nonchalantly like, yeah, whatever, do whatever the hell you want, you know. Stripe has the choice to allow his mass memory to be reset or to be imprisoned. He doesn't really have a choice. Arquette forces Stripe to rewatch the sensory feed of his farmhouse raid, where he now sees himself gruesomely killing people for no reason, just because his mass system told him they were roaches, these weird-ass people. They're just a different ethnic group and pretty much committed a hate crime. That's all that happens here. So in the final scene, Stripe, now a decorated officer, approaches the house from his erotic dreams. He has tears streaming down his face as he smiles. The house is then showed to be a dilapidated, empty home, but again, like his mask and his senses inside him kind of tell him there's like some sort of paradise with this beautiful woman in it. Like, I don't know. It's crazy. It's a really crazy episode. I really like what they did here. It's not bad. I mean, you know, the high production, the disquieting conclusion, I mean, the blunt central theme, or those two are good things, but the blunt central theme that many viewers may find too on the nose to sustain an episode was a bit meh. They don't really have a lot of themes, they don't really have a lot of interesting, their twists aren't that great, but I think it's really cool visually to watch a show like this. It's not bad, man. You know, the episode is incredibly fucking relevant to what we're going through now. It was one of the better episodes of the series for sure. It was, I mean, in the third season, it wasn't super emotionally engaging. I guess the killing of the people that Stripe saw as human was kind of, I don't know. It's heavy-handed with its social commentary, maybe a little too much for some people, but I don't mind it myself. You know, the concepts are interesting, not necessarily executed in the most perfect way. The episode's pacing was pretty decent, though, I will say. The plot just, I don't think that's predictable. I disagree. The episode wasn't, some people say it wasn't shocking, it lacked tension. I think this twist was terrific, though. It was unexpected. I mean, its plausibility was quite amazing. The ending of the episode was slightly unclear, albeit symbolically effective. I don't know. I mean, Stripe and Arquette alone in a cell was really awesome. I like that scene. That was probably one of the better scenes in this entire show. I mean, them discussing ideas of right and wrong was by far the finest part of this episode and damn near the entire series. Kirby and Kelly did great as Stripe and Arquette. I think Stripe is a passive character. Kirby did a good job in keeping our interest and our sympathies throughout the episode. You know, Kirby's performance introduced a grounded component worthy of the audience's emotional investment to the episode. Kelly imbues every performance with extraordinary menace. The scene in which Stripe and Katarina, the mother labeled as a roach, converse, that was awesome too. There was a lot of over-reliance on cliches. I guess there's a couple negatives about this episode. You know, those relating to the military and dystopic science fiction. The episode's portrayal of the military was competent and familiar rather than fresh or exciting, which you want to be kind of competent, though. I mean, you do want to make an interesting episode, but I don't know. I don't know, man. The episode is too much of a simplistic metaphor and doesn't offer anything too new, but it's still a good episode to me. I think it was great. I mean, there are a few shots where the boom mic slips into frame, which is uncharacteristically sloppy distraction. I didn't even notice that, but I'm reading some critics here, and someone did. The episode was gratuitously violent. Yeah, there's a lot of, you know, stylist guild rewards, blah blah blah. People rank the episodes among themselves, but I don't think that's necessary to talk about. I think we can just end that here. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of this episode in the comments. I think it was pretty solid. I mean, it really goes through like this whole PTSD thing of the military. It talks about racism. It does a lot of things in one, and I think that's really what makes Black Mirror such an effective show, and it makes people really wanting to watch for more. I think there's one more episode in season 3, and then after that we're halfway through the show pretty much, and all the episodes in the catalogs. I'm not really sure how much longer they're going to make the show, but I hope